Alright Nathan, so today we're going to go through your resistance training program that was done for you, your endurance program. We have already done a pre-screening test and come back with a low risk client, so that's really good. It means that you can just go through everything as we have it written at your best potential. So we're just going to start off with a warm-up. So we're just pedaling away there for 5 to 10 minutes. We're going to start at the warm-up, you start at about 40% of your maximal heart rate, and we're just going to slowly increase that to 70% because that's where your exercise heart rate is. So it gets you ready for the workout and all the movements that we're going to be going through later on. So yeah, just pedaling away. So with these weights, the more obviously the harder you go, the more resistance it's going to be. So you just work at your own pace, slowly increasing obviously. So the purpose of our warm-up is to get that resting heart rate up to our training heart rate level, and that just helps prevent any injuries. Yep. Alrighty. So as we progress through this warm-up, your body will begin to warm up itself. Your heart rate will increase, your breathing may increase, and you might start to build up a little bit of sweat. So that's really good if that happens. We're just gradually increasing that intensity. Good. So yeah, like I said, 5 to 10 minutes. I'm slowly going quicker every few minutes. So I'll just talk you through your cardio training at the moment, what we have on our program. So let me see. Where's we got our program? Alrighty. So with the cardio side of the program, what we're going to do, while you keep pedaling now, just go through this. So we're going to get you in here 3 times a week at the gym. So I've already been through the treadmill with you, and then we're on the bike now. So we're going to be getting you to work at an RPE of 4. So that's about 70% of your maximal heart rate. This is about a moderate intensity. So we're going to do 15 minutes on the treadmill, and then we're going to go 15 minutes on the bike as well, okay? So just making sure, and then when you're at home, you said that you're going to go for an hour walk, and again that's at 70% intensity, moderate, which is about a moderate intensity. And keeping that heart rate going up there. So we're going to, with the cardio side of things, we just want to make sure that you're reaching the minimum guidelines of physical activity. And again, that's the 3 sessions in the gym with your treadmill and bike, and then the 1 session at home with the wall. Good, so I'll get you to just keep going at that pace for the next 5 minutes, just to keep that heart rate coming up to about that 70%, and then we'll stay there just to get you warm. Alrighty Nathan, so we're going to go through our resistance training program. So the program that we've given out to you. So with this program we're going to go through our squat, our lunge, our bent over row. We've got the push-up, the bicep curl, tricep extension and the crunch as well. So we're doing an endurance program, so most of these exercises will be at body weight or at 60% of your intensity, alright? So we're going to go 3 sets of each, 20 reps and then 30 seconds rest between each set. Okay?
Right.
Alright, so let's start off, we'll go through the squat to begin with. So with our squats, we're working for our quadriceps, our hamstrings, our glutes and our calves, okay? So we're going to set up with a nice wide stance, so our feet are shoulder width apart, making sure that when we're coming down, we're keeping our chest up nice and tall. So a good way of doing it is to keep your arms up in front of you. You're going to come down, have your weight in your heels, hip crease below parallel if you can go below parallel, otherwise just stay to where you can. And we're going to make sure that we keep that weight in our heels. Alright, so driving those knees out. So I'll get you to go through and do a few. Good. Making sure we're keeping all that weight in our heels. Nice. So like I said, 3 sets of 20 repetitions with a 30-second rest in between. Alrighty, so moving on, we're going to go into our lunge. So with our lunge, we're going to make sure we've got our weight in our front of our heel, and then we're in the back of our toe as well, so our back toe. So when we come down into a lunge, we're coming down 1 foot in front. We're going to have a nice parallel, so almost like a 90-degree angle with there. making sure you keep the weight in the front of the heel, the front foot, toe on the back, and then we're just coming up nice and tall, okay? So coming down, so our knee will touch the ground, and then back up. Keeping our chest up nice and tall, shoulders back. Right, so making sure that front knee tracks over our toe so we don't go too far over. Good. And our shoulders are back. Chin in. Good. Really good. Alrighty. So with this one, we're going to do 20 on one leg, and then we're going to swap and do 20 on the other leg, okay? Alrighty. Bent over row. So just grab this bar. So with our bent over row, you want to make sure you have your feet shoulder width apart, so just underneath you. Making sure you have a slight bend in our knees, just to take out that lock. We're going to brace our abdomen, chin in, shoulders back, and make sure we've got a neutral spine. So you don't want to have too much of an arch or bent over, just nice and steady. So we're going to bend at the hips. Our arms are just going to be at full extension, and then from here, we're just going to bring that bar up to our upper chest, okay?
Yep.
And then coming back down to our upper abdomen, Keeping them elbows in nice and close as we're coming in. So I'll get you to go for a few. Yep, so just arms out in front. Yep, so just straight down. Good. And just bringing up to your upper chest. There we go. Elbows in nice and close. No chicken wings. Nice. So you'll be squeezing right through your scapula there. So with that one, it's working right through your upper back, so through your lats and like your trapeze and things like that.
Yep.
Alright, let's move on to the bicep curl. We're actually going to do that with the bar as well. So with the bicep curl, we're going to have our, when we hold on to this bar, we're going to have our palms facing up. So we're just going to have our hands next to us, feet shoulder width apart again. Soft knees, you're going to have them two locked in. Making sure again, chest is up. And all we're going to do is just bring that bar up to our upper chest and then back down. So making sure you don't get any of this swing happening. If it gets too heavy, we're just going to stay nice and steady. Coming up and then back down. Turn around. Good, yeah, so keeping that nice, just a slight pause just in there to take away any of that movement happening, swinging movement. Good. It's like the exercise is called bicep curl, working your biceps. Alright, moving on to our tricep extension. So for the tricep extension, just make sure when you get putting this behind your head, you don't actually hit your head. So with this one, you're going to have the, hold the dumbbell, two hands at the top of the dumbbell, going behind your head, elbows up nice and high, and you're just bringing that dumbbell up over your head, and then back down. Imagine you're scratching your back with the dumbbell.
Yep.
Try to keep them elbows in close as well. Good. Good positioning there. Alright, so again, 3 sets, 20 repetitions, 30-second rest in between. Exercises we're going to go onto the ground for. So we've got the push-up, which we'll start off with. So I'm going to start on my knees, just so I can show you the correct technique, and I'll get you to start on your knees. If you feel more comfortable, you can move on to your toes. So with the push-up, making sure you keep a nice tight body. When we're setting up for this, we're going to have our hands at about shoulder width apart, palms just slightly pointing out with our fingers. You're going to imagine having a triangle. So you've got the base of the triangle with your 2 hands, and then your head is going to come down to the tip of the triangle. Alright, so coming down, keeping them elbows in close, and coming back up. So we're getting our chest and our thighs to the ground, and then coming back up to full extension. So I'll get you to have a go at that one. So you really want to squeeze through your abdomen, so through here, and make sure you don't get any sagging through your back there. Good. Yeah, that's really good. So yeah, so really focus on keeping nice and tight. And like I said, If you feel like you're getting through them really easily, you can move on to your toes to make it a little bit harder for yourself.
Yep.
Alrighty, and then lastly we've just got a crunch. I'll get you to come in a bit closer. You can sit down, sorry. So we're lying down onto our back, so flat on our backs. So in this position you want to make sure that your back is flat against the ground. So to do that you might have to bring your knees up, just at 90 degrees. Yep. So you can feel that there's no, your back is flat against the ground there. So we're going to have our hands just behind our head or next to our ears. Just make sure that when you do get tired you don't start really wrenching at your head and pulling up. So we're just going to come up, so we're just going to lift our bodies up. Yep. And then coming back down, so we're squeezing through them abdomens. Just coming up as high as you can. You don't have to come up too high, as long as you can feel that crunch happening. And then back down to the ground. Is that feeling comfortable for you there?
Yep, it's fine.
Yep. Alrighty. So again, 3 sets, 20 repetitions, and a 30-second rest in between. Alrighty, so just to begin our cool down, we're just going to start cycling. Just like before, it's the reverse of the warm-up. This time we're going to gradually lower that heart rate, so back down from that 70% that we built it up to, and then we're going to go back down to the 40%.
Yep.
So that would be again 5 to 10 minutes, just slowly decreasing that heart rate. So yeah, just gradually bringing the heart rate down, the respiratory and blood pressure back to a normal resting point. So I'll just get you to stay at that pace and just hold that for 10 minutes. Really nice and cool. I'll just get you to sit, you can just have a rest and I'll just talk you through this program again. So just some suggestions towards the program to help you gain the most out of it. Over time, progressively overload your program. So just make these little changes frequently so that you don't burn yourself out if you make, or injure yourself if you were to make them a big change quite often. Frequent rest days just helps to spread out that program over the week, so you get your training in and also the rest for your recovery. And then start slowly. So lower the intensity and lower the weight, save injuries, and then over time as you feel stronger, gradually build that up again. Okay, so we'll just go through the feedback on this program. Do you have any questions to begin with?
No, it's all good.
You understand all the movements and everything that you have to be done that we've outlined?
Yep.
Yep. Alrighty. I'll just make sure you're satisfied with the program itself.
Yep, that was good.
Yep. You believe that it's reaching all your aims and objectives of why you wanted to do it in the first place?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Do you enjoy the program?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was different.
Different? Yeah. That's good. And you were happy with how you felt throughout it? You didn't have any injuries or any niggles or anything?
No, it was a good thing.
Okay. Alright, so we'll just go through it again just the last time, just to make sure that you do understand it fully. So to warm up, 5 to 10 minutes, increasing that heart rate from 40 to 70%. We're going to go for a resistance training program. So remembering it's an endurance program, so we're keeping it at body weight or 60% of intensity. About 3 sets, 20 repetitions and 30 seconds rest between each set. With the cardio program, we're going to be coming into the gym and doing the treadmill and the bike, RPE or 4, which is a 70% maximal heart rate, so it's about a moderate intensity. We're going to go 15 minutes on the treadmill and then on the bike. Walking at home, 1 hour, 70% intensity, so it's a moderate intensity. And then, so the bike and the treadmill 3 times a week at the gym, home once a week, and that will meet our physical activity guidelines.
Yep.
Once we've done there, making sure you just got the cool down, so 5 to 10 minutes. Again, just lowering down that 70% down to that 40% of maximal heart rate.
Alright, cool.
Any questions?
No, that's it. Thank you.
No worries. Thank you, Nathan.